So in this video, we're going to look at a very interesting quadratic equation, which is the quadratic equation x squared plus 1 equals 0. Let's solve that, see what we get. Okay, so let's move the positive 1 over to the other side, becomes a negative. Okay, so we have x squared is equal to negative 1. Let's take the square root of both sides. So x is equal to plus or minus the square root of negative 1. Now, on the surface, it looks like that this solution doesn't exist, or there is no solution. Okay, we've just got to be careful. That is still a solution, and it does still work. In fact, if you substituted the square root of negative 1 into the original equation, it will work. Okay, and we're going to prove the point. We're going to show this actually that it doesn't in fact work. This is not a real solution though. Okay. Okay, we studied this in more detail in Year 12, Mathematics Extension 2. Okay, while we're stating that this is not a real solution, it is still a solution though. Okay, let's go back to the original equation. Okay, so let's test the solution. So x squared plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so we're going to substitute in, let's put the positive square root in, the positive square root of negative 1. Plus 1. Okay. Now, the square and the square root, they're inverse operations, so they cancel each other out and we're left with negative 1. So that's just equal to negative 1 plus 1, which is equal to 0, which is equal to the right-hand side. So that solution of square root of negative 1 does work. What about the negative square root of negative 1? Okay, plus 1. Now when you square a negative, it becomes positive. So again, we're left with negative 1 plus 1, which is equal to 0, which is also equal to the right-hand side. And that also works, okay? So we can still quote a solution, we can still write a solution, it is just not what we call a real solution.